Welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting for Suppliers, presented by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for supplier development, and sponsored in part by Dun & Bradstreet, the leading provider of credit and credibility solutions for businesses. I'm Andy Schuch, and thank you for joining us. Walmart is the largest grocery retailer in the United States. More than half its $288 billion in U.S. sales come from the tens of thousands of foods it makes available in its stores and online. Today, we have the stories behind three popular foods. Helen Lampkin is persistent. You'll hear how she held fast to her dream of getting My Brothers Salsa. Well, it's her Brothers Salsa, not my, anyways, My Brothers Salsa on the shelves of Sam's Club and then Walmart. Michael Anderson brings home the importance of sustainability for today's Walmart supplier when he tells the story of Diamond's kettle brand and its impressive sustainability results. And Fran from Oh Baby Foods takes you along on the journey of her baby food line from the farm to her kitchen to yours. Let's get started with this week's show. We're here today with Mike Anderson from Diamond Foods to talk about sustainability and how it affects suppliers. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. So tell me a little bit about Kettle Brands. That's one of the brands that Diamond Foods has, and what they're doing to be more sustainable, or what they've been doing to be sustainable.
Diamond Foods acquired Kettle in 2007, and they were really a pioneer in sustainability. It was part of the culture early on in the late 70s. Today, the Salem plant in Oregon has roughly 600 solar panels that reduce carbon footprint by 65 tons. In our Beloit, Wisconsin facility, it was the first plant to receive the LEED Gold certification in the country. That was a huge achievement for the company.
And that's for their efforts in sustainability?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So solar power and then wind power, I think, is also something else that was mentioned as well.
Yes. I believe there are 12 turbines that the company is using to buy energy credits and purchasing those credits back. We are generating enough energy through those turbines to fuel, I believe it's 65 homes a year.
So Kettle Brands, when you guys bought them, so Diamond Food buys this company who is really sustainable and into that. Was that, do you think, one of the deciding factors? And has it helped Diamond Foods become a better supplier and more sustainable?
I don't know if it was a factor in the purchase, but it has absolutely helped Diamond Foods get better, just as Walmart has helped us get better with the recent questionnaire and survey that they've sent suppliers.
Yeah.
That's really helped stretch what we were looking at in the past, or not looking at things that we need to start doing. Kettle, of course, was ahead of the curve with zero waste in the facilities. Right. And
so Mike, let's talk a little bit about Walmart and how they're helping suppliers become better at sustainability. We just, a lot of the suppliers just filled out the sustainability index. Tell us about your experience in that and what your company's learning from it and really how you're growing from it.
Oh, good question. Walmart has really pushed everybody to be better and when it comes to looking at sustainability. I remember early on it was little things like light bulbs, and adjusting our thermostats and trying to reduce waste. And now we're looking at solar panels and wind turbines and recapturing water. So this recent questionnaire that we received has stretched us even further. And while Kettle brand, I said to you, has been a leader in sustainability, Walmart's questions has even helped Kettle get better. Right. The questions that we received are pushing our team to work closer with our suppliers, learn more from them, be able to trace our ingredients back from farm to shelf. And the winner in that is obviously the consumer, because a safer product is what we all want and deserve.
So we fill out the questionnaire, we get it all put together, and then at the end of it we get a score. Right? To find out, are we sustainable? Are we not? Are we green? Are we red? Are we yellow? Where we fall in line with that? And my thoughts are, I wonder how that's going to be used. Because it ranks you up against your competition, right? Within that category, it ranks you up against them. And I'm really it'll be interesting to see how suppliers are going to be. Is it something that a buyer is going to say, hey,
A jump ball almost, yeah.
yeah, exactly, right. Do I take this supplier because they're more sustainable, or this one, they're about the same type of product, or how I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think it could be a deciding factor. I think companies owe that to consumers and to our kids. It's the right thing to do. So, yeah, I hope buyers do take it into consideration, honestly.
Well, and the hope is that your company is the one that's making the
That's
right
right.
moves and
That's
going in the right direction.
That's right.
So that you're the one that gets the jump ball and you get picked, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to say about sustainability?
The diamond side of our business has learned a lot from Kettle. Well, now that we're starting this questionnaire process, I think you'll see a lot of changes within our organization to improve and meet Walmart standards. So I look forward to some exciting things in sustainability in the future.
And it'll be interesting to see if Walmart takes their learnings from this supplier to that supplier and helps other suppliers learn from others, right?
Yeah, best practices are
best
always shared,
practices,
yeah.
and sharing that across, kind of like what they did when they used to share the information. The first time Retail Link came out, where they said, "Hey, we want to share this information with you because we think it's the right thing to do." It'll be interesting to see if Walmart moves down that path as well.
Yeah, I fully expect that they will, because that's a lot of key learnings there, so
Yeah.
I hope so.
It is. Well, Mike, hey, thank you so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Saturday morning meeting for suppliers. We'll be right back.
Brits in the Ozarks, an all-British car and cycle show benefiting the ALS Association, fighting Lou Gehrig's disease. Sponsored by the British Iron Touring Club of Northwest Arkansas. September 12th, University of Arkansas Agri Park in Fayetteville, Arkansas. With special guest Barney Gaylord, the MGA guru and storyteller. Car display, people's judging, concessions available. Brits in the Ozarks, the all-British car and cycle show.
Hi, this is Henry Ho, and I'm here with Renee Brandon from Field Agent. Welcome, Renee.
Thanks for having me.
We've heard over the last few years that Walmart has put a focus in Made America, and we are hearing from consumers that they're interested in Made in USA. Some studies have actually shown that consumers are willing to pay more for that label. What does your research show, Renee?
We've done some research at Field Agent, and we have found that it does matter to people. Country of origin matters. About 2/3 of consumers have reported purchasing a product specifically because it was made in the USA. However, it doesn't outweigh price or quality in the decision process. So all things being equal, they definitely prefer made in the USA, but they're also looking for price and quality.
That's interesting. So, Renee, why are consumers gravitating towards Made in the USA?
Well, one of the main reasons is it's a way to support American jobs, American manufacturing, and the American economy. But increasingly, it's also a signifier of safety, with some of safety issues that have come from some food and pet products and health products that have come out of China.
Right. So what are the implications if you were a Walmart supplier? What does Made USA mean to those vendors that are calling on Walmart?
Well, it's definitely something that can set you apart from your competition, and it can make the difference when price is there.
Right. If you'd like to know more about Made in USA and what consumers are thinking, how can we do that?
Contact us at Field Agent.
Right. Thank you, Renee.
We're here today with Helen Lampkin from Brothers Salsa. Welcome, Helen.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
That's a strange name for a salsa. It should have been
Brothers?
like Helen's Salsa or something like that. Where did the name come from?
Well, we thought about Helen's, but my brother actually shared a recipe with me years ago. And so I would always make it and share it with people and say, hey, try this. It's my brother's salsa. So when we decided to take it to market, the name had stuck, so we just kept it.
Kind of name by default.
That's right. That's right.
So tell us a little bit about the company then. You started in...
2003. It's it's basically a specialty foods company. We're based here in Northwest Arkansas. We are family owned and operated. We sell a variety of salsas.
Mm-hmm.
We also have an organic chip. Our salsas are all natural.
Okay.
We kind of started out in like mom and pops and delis,
yeah,
that
take us
kind
through
of
the journey.
thing.
So you know, a lot of small companies as they start off, you got to find that little niche in the things that
Right.
kind of get going, and that was specialty shops, meat markets, things like that.
Right,
Okay.
right. And so we did that, and then, you know, of course, it began to grow, and as it grew, then I, you know, worked in Arkansas. You know, I literally would load it up in my car, you
Okay.
know, head out to different stores and just, you know, ask them would they like to carry a Arkansas product, you know.
So give me an
local
example of that.
product.
Like, what store would you go to?
Well,
like a Harps or? I
Oh,
mean-
no, smaller than that. Like I went to like, you know,
Oh, okay.
for example, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Richard's Meat Market, Ozarks Natural Foods.
Okay.
You know, just, you know, smaller places like that.
So that's the beginning of it. So then you went into Walmart the next week?
Oh, no,
Okay,
no.
so-
That was 2004 because it took me a year and a half to get the first jar onto a shelf. But you know, it just kind of started out slowly, but that's a good way to start when
It's how most businesses start off.
when
isn't
you don't have a manufacturing background
Yeah.
or marketing or any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, because my career was in the home.
Okay.
So, but you know, we all loved the salsa, and we knew that other people loved it, so we wanted to share it. And this is the great American way to do it.
So
Take
people
it to market.
started eating the salsa and telling their friends, and then
Yes.
started carrying it in some other retailers.
Right.
So you probably got a co-packer, right?
Yes.
That started
yes.
making the product for you.
You know, fortunately, I'm here in Northwest Arkansas, so the University of Arkansas is right here in my, you know,
Oh, okay.
backyard. So I started with them in their food science department, and they gave me some direction on co-packers. And so, you know.
Interesting. I never thought of that, going to the University of Arkansas and be able to get some
yeah.
direction there.
They
Wow.
actually have an innovation plant now. They didn't then, but they do now. So if you're looking to manufacture a food product, you can go there and they will help you get started if you're an Arkansan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they helped you find a co-packer, which means you could make more product, right?
Right.
But now you got to
Right.
find someplace more to sell it to. So
Right, that's right.
Take
And
us through that.
that's a little bit, for me, that was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Well, you've never done it before.
I had never done it. So, but my first manufacturer, he did a 40-gallon kettle, which produced 25 12-unit cases. So I felt comfortable with that. That wasn't too big of a risk. So
Okay.
Anyway, but we have a little bit bigger kettle now. So, but that was kind of, you know, and I was with him probably for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And so then it was growing, and I began to add other varieties. And so I needed different, you know, we have a black bean and corn, it has a different process. So I needed a different type of manufacturer for that. So, you know, one thing just leads to another, and
Great.
So
your journey finally got you to Sam's Club.
it did. Basically, it was myself running the company, but my
Sure.
family helped me do all kinds of things. But it was getting to a point where it was really either going to explode, or we were just going to need to say, okay, we can't do this. So I contacted Sam's, and they set me up with a roadshow buyer. They now call them showcase events, and it's where vendors such as myself can go in, take the product. It's a consignment type situation,
Right.
and it's pretty low risk, and they're very helpful, you know, for companies such as myself to get started doing such a thing. We did 4-day shows. They have 4-day shows. They have different lengths of
Sure,
shows
sure.
depending on what your product is. But we just started doing them here locally and in other Sam's Clubs in the area, and it was working.
Now you got the whole family involved. You got everybody there.
everybody was
everybody
there
was just a
doing-
big part
yeah.
of it. And did you wear the sombreros and everything?
Oh no, we didn't wear,
Okay,
no,
okay,
no,
okay.
no sombreros.
But you probably had the
But we
t-shirts.
have all kinds of My Brothers Salsa t-shirts.
Sure.
In fact, people are always saying, hey, when they would see me with my husband or with my son-in-law,
Yeah.
my son, oh, are you the brother? Are you the brother? Is there really a brother? Yes, I have 4 brothers. So anyway.
That's great. So Sam's Club did it through the road shows, and then
Yes.
from there you went to Walmart, right?
Right, and there were other, we did other smaller, independent grocers, I guess
Okay.
is what I would call them. But it was Sam's Club buyer that encouraged me to certify as a woman-owned business. He said that would help open some doors, and so we did that. And sure enough, that was one of the reasons we were able to get a buyer meeting with Walmart. We had data from our road shows, and
So the road shows were now called the showcase events
Yes.
was actually a big help for you.
yes, it was. It gave us, we learned a lot about our product, because we were face-to-face interactions with our with actual consumers. So
And
that was kind
I
of
think,
fun.
you know, that's so important for smaller suppliers to really understand and be able to communicate that message. I
Right.
think to the buyers to say, hey, this is who my consumer is. This is what they're telling us. This is what they like about it. This is why we're different. That's
Right.
great. Helen, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your story. This is a great story, not only for Fayetteville, but for suppliers to just hear about a women-owned business that's been successful and the journey that you've been on.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks. Saturday morning meeting for suppliers. We'll be right back.
GigWalk is transforming how work gets done. As the leading mobile workforce management platform, GigWalk provides companies with mobile tools and a data-driven approach to improving business efficiency. Leading brands and retailers use GigWalk to manage their field teams and to mobilize 750,000 GigWalkers to collect data intelligence about their business and brands. Are the shelves stocked? Are my products priced competitively? Are the correct promotions in place? Visit us at gigwalk.com to learn more. GigWalk, make work better.
Bentonville Commerce, less than 1 mile from the Walmart home office. You'll love the convenience, amenities, and customized options Bentonville Commerce offers. For more information or a tour, call 479-200-1112 today.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
Mach 1 Financial Group has moved to Bentonville. Now we're easier to find and even better equipped to assist you with your financial needs. Visit us at our new location, 408 North Walton Boulevard, and check out our state-of-the-art Lunch and Learn conference room.
My name's Loria Oliver, and welcome to Retail Her. Today I'm talking to Fran B. Free, CEO and founder of Oh Baby Foods. Welcome, Fran.
Thanks, Loria.
So you and I know each other fairly well, so I know your story of how Oh Baby Foods got developed. Can you share a little bit with our viewers?
Yeah, so I started Oh Baby when I was pregnant with my first daughter. I was in grad school at the University of Arkansas, and I was studying agricultural economics to go back to my family's farm and make a plantation bed and breakfast there and a small salsa company. When I became pregnant, I started looking at options for my baby to eat. And so my business plan kind of changed because I didn't find anything that was just good enough for my baby.
Of course.
So I really attribute the whole company starting from my child and wanting what's best for her.
Amazing. So when we met, Whole Foods had your product just regionally, and now you're in national Whole Foods stores. How did that partnership develop with Whole Foods?
Oh, that's a fantastic partnership. They really go out of their way to help local producers. They've got a loan program called the Local Producer Loan Program. And so they've actually given us a loan to grow our company.
Oh, wow.
And we meet with them. We have direct meetings with their regional buyers, their global buyers to kind of help us along as we grow and give us tips as we grow. And there's an annual convention for all of the loan recipients.
Oh, how nice.
It's fantastic, really. So they want us to be successful. You know, they want to have the cream of the crop in their stores.
Right.
And so they're helping to ensure that their suppliers like ourselves are there for the long run.
What advice would you give to the supplier watching right now who is struggling to get on the shelves, who can't make that connection with the retailer?
I would say keep trying.
Okay.
And do not take no for an answer.
Okay.
And if you're not hearing no, you're not asking for enough.
Okay.
And so put yourself out there. And if you believe in your product, then get behind it and stay behind it until you have success.
Okay. So when Oh Baby Foods first started, it was in a frozen package. Since then, it's morphed into squeezable packaging. How did you go through that transition, and was that scary for you to lose your initial concept?
Yeah, so it was a little frightening. You know, anytime you have a big change like that, a big format change, then it takes a lot of kind of stepping back and evaluating where you are and making that decision. So we did the frozen packaging for the first 3 years because I did it all in my kitchen with part-time employees with all locally grown produce. We had to prove the concept before we could then take it to the larger retailers or take it to a contract manufacturer. So going from frozen, and I went from, I had a refrigerated truck to where my infant next to me in the refrigerated truck would drive to the apple farms here around Northwest Arkansas, bring the apples back, clean them, cook them, chop them, puree them, strain them, mix them, freeze them, deliver them to stores.
My goodness.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I learned a lot, and I would not take that back at all. But that was a challenging enough portion of running your business, starting it, getting it going, improving your concept. But the big challenge was we have to tell people who O Baby Foods is, and they have to learn to trust us. They have to hear the name enough. And then they have to go into the stores where they know that we are. And then they have to go to the freezer section. And so that just proved to be extremely challenging. And you only have the attention of a customer for about 6 months while their baby's eating puree. So we needed to get to that baby food aisle to make that happen. So there are just the steps that we had to take to get there.
Okay. And with the packaging now, the squeezable type of packaging, are you happy with that?
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Good.
I'm thrilled. And, you know, I kind of call it the pause button, because if you're driving down the road and your baby's in the car, you know, and less than satisfied.
You just
Which
give
happens. It happens.
Yes.
Yeah. And so give them a little squeeze pouch and they're happy for a little while.
Okay.
You know, so they can learn to self-feed, and they're learning independence. And it's great. It's convenient. I would like to see a recyclable option in the future, and that'll happen, but it's just not quite here yet.
Okay. Now, you've been in the New York Times a few times. Yes. At least two.
Three times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember those articles, and what I remember most were the comments. There were comments from so many people, either just wanting to see you do well in business, from potential or current customers. What was that like to be so transparent in such a huge publication and have all of that somewhat solicited and unsolicited feedback?
That is a great question. And that was a true turning point for me personally, honestly. I'd been waiting for this article to come out, you know, in the New York Times, and went and logged on that morning that it came out, and I actually cried. And I told the author that, you know, I said, you really painted a true picture of my business, of my, you know, my startup business. And up to that point, all the media, all the press had been very happy. And it's, you know, this mother who has this baby and wants the best and wants U.S. product. It's all a sweet story. And so there in black and white was, it took Fran $96 to make a case of food that she sold for $46 the first year. And that was really hard for me. And she said, okay, I get it, I understand, just give it at least 12 hours till we get comments. And you'll see, you know, you'll see this is a good exercise. And it was. It proved to be fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those articles really resonated with me.
Yeah. Good.
They did.
Yeah, me too. Just took a while for.
Yeah. Well, you know what they always say, don't read the comments. But I think in business it's helpful. It gives you almost like a focus group almost.
It was great. Absolutely. And I carried on and had a relationship with a consultant who commented there, and he was phenomenal for the next 2 years. So very valuable relationships out of that.
Good.
Yeah.
So I feel tremendously blessed to live here in Northwest Arkansas. I've only been here for a couple of years, and just the innovation in this area and the progressive thinkers in business and retail that I've come across is outstanding. Do you feel like starting O Baby Foods here in this area had anything to do with the success that you're having today?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've got a fantastic board of advisors, you know, and just friends and mentors that I can call on, and they view O Baby as, you know, this project that they can spend their creative time on.
Right.
And so people with just extensive years in CPG and they want to help. They want to see this company grow. And so I really draw a lot on the talent here locally. And then getting started with the University of Arkansas, their food science department has been phenomenally helpful. With as simple as editing my first business plan, you know, that's when it started.
Wow.
So,
Well, I love this area.
I do too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Me either. And I never thought I would say that 5 years ago, but I believe that today.
Yeah.
So what's next for Old Baby Foods?
Well, so right now we're going through this big growth phase with extending into new regions in the country, and then also with new retailers.
Okay.
We are working on. Part of my new job description is all new items and the creative side of learning and exercising my creativity on how to retain customers, and once we get these loyal customers, keeping them and growing with their families. So I can't give too many details, but we're working on a line for big kids that focuses on health. So it's an excellent source of good fats, of proteins, of fibers.
That's exciting.
All U.S. raised, of course.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, well, it is.
Let me have the first sample.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Absolutely.
Okay. So for our last and final question here on Retail Her, one of my favorites, we have a beautiful photo of you as a young girl. I think you're a toddler. Looking back at that photo today, what advice would you give that young girl on how to navigate this life?
I would just tell her to go for it.
Good.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
There's so many avenues to go down in life, and there's so many options to choose, and there's no need to be complacent. Just go for it.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Fran, for being here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Bentonville Plaza, across the street from the Walmart home office. The best office location offers proximity and services like no other business complex in the area. Call 479-200-1112 today.
Retail Solutions is the market leader helping advance reporting and analytics with Walmart suppliers around the globe. We manage the data for you, automate data integration, attribution, and reports, and then help you focus on activities that will drive the most value. To do this, RSI works with you to perform a business value assessment to identify the largest value opportunities in your business. If improving results and sales through better insights and execution and efficiencies are important to you, contact RSI today.
Saturday morning meeting for suppliers, your resource for Walmart and supplier information, trends, and insights, will transition this fall to Focus on Suppliers. Emmy Award-winning journalist Neely Jones will host as well as executive produce.
Our thanks to all of this week's guests. Every week, we bring you important retail stories told by guests who can help you by their personal examples, their strategies, and their services. Just like everything coming from 8th and Walton, Saturday morning meeting for suppliers strives to help you become a better partner to Walmart. Thank you for joining us.
Our guests enjoy staying at the 21C Museum Hotel and hosting dinner, meetings, and product launches there.